payment of gratuity. You have to remember all the act year. ESA it's 1948, bonus is 1965, then gratuity is 1972. PF 1962, 1962 or 1964. So you have to remember all the act year and when it was enacted. Now, the Payment of Gratuity Act is a genre of various statutes like Minimum Wages Act, Minimum Wages Act, Employment and Social Policy, etc., which is an extension of labor laws. It lays down the minimum benefits to be provided to employees. It is a social security enactment providing for the welfare benefit of employees working in organizations. The Payment of Gratuity Act 1972 was enacted with sole objective of providing gratuity, that is, a monetary award given for service rendered to the employees working in factories, oilfield mines, plantation, railway companies, shops, and other establishments. Upon their superannuation, example, old age retirement amount, etc., retirement, resignation, death, or disablement. So, Payment of Gratuity Act, when this gratuity will be paid to employee. So, ESA, you can give contribution and you can get benefit whenever the employee feels sick. Provident Fund, the employee can give contribution. Whenever they want to withdraw the money, they can withdraw the money. Okay. So, unlike ESA and PF, gratuity will be paid by the employer only. There is no contribution by employee. Employer, they have to give contribution for every employee. Okay. So, when this gratuity will be paid? Once the employee has completed 5 years of services in any establishment, then the employer has to pay gratuity to the employee. Why this gratuity is paid? To appreciate the employee service in the establishment. It is a token of appreciation given by the employer for the employee who has rendered a long service with the organization. Say, for example, I am working in an organization. I have completed 5 years of service, or I have completed 10 years of service with the organization. So after 10 years, I have got another opportunity. So I will decided to leave the organization. So once I have given a resignation letter, at the time of full and final at the time of settling my full and final dues, the employer will calculate gratuity for me for 10 years and they will give some lump sum amount for me. Okay, so that lump sum amount, why this employer is giving me that lump sum amount as gratuity? It is a token of appreciation for the employee who has rendered a long service with the organization. Because I have rendered 10 years of service with the organization. To appreciate my service, the employer has given me gratuity. So that is the only purpose of gratuity. Okay. So the purpose of giving the gratuity money is to appreciate the employees service in the long service in the organization. If the employee has completed only 2 years or 3 years or 4 years in the organization, they are not eligible to get gratuity. So once the employee has completed 5 years of services with any organization, then the employee is eligible to get gratuity. So when the gratuity will be paid? At the time of retirement, resignation, or death or disablement. So if the employee retires from the organization, if the employee resigns from the organization, then the employee will get the gratuity money. Or if the employee faced any unfortunate accident and died while he is working with the organization, means then he will get the gratuity. That is the lifetime gratuity. So this retirement and resignation is the service gratuity. death or disablement is a lifetime gratuity. Lifetime gratuity means they will be calculating the lifetime, that is when the employee has joined in the organization. From that, they will be calculating the retirement age of the employee. So that will be called a service period. So that will be settled as a gratuity. I will let you know how to calculate the lifetime gratuity, lifetime settlement. The first purpose of gratuity, the first purpose of employers to give gratuity is to appreciate the employee, their long service in the organization. This gratuity is given by the employer. When this gratuity is paid at a time of retirement or resignation, this death or disablement, this gratuity will be paid. Another thing is all the establishment has to pay this gratuity. So in this gratuity, there is no employee contribution. Only the employer will give contribution towards the employee account. Okay. No employer will contribute towards the gratuity amount. Only the employer will give gratuity amount. Next, it is the gratuity payment is the act that minimum wages and minimum wages act, employment and social policy is combined together. All these acts are combined together to form this gratuity act. So, why this gratuity is paid? Why this gratuity has been paid? As I already told you, to appreciate the employee service, long service in the organization. So it is also this payment of gratuity act is serving the employees as social security. So once the employee retire or resign from the organization, that lump sum amount in the form of gratuity, it will be useful for them. It will act as one of the social security for the employee. Any employee who is working in railway, railway companies, mines, plantation, or any other administration office, all the establishments should pay the employee gratuity. Next is applicable of payment of gratuity. Payment of Gratuity Act 1972 applies to the establishment and entities that have employed 10 or more individuals as employees. However, it is essential that an employee completes minimum of 5 years in relevant organization in order to claim the gratuity amount. So, every establishment who is employing 10 or more employees in their business, that establishment, they have to pay gratuity amount to their employee. And the employees who has completed 5 years of service, for that employee only, this establishment or entities, they will be paying the gratuity amount. The employee who has not completed 5 years of service, but that is the employee has completed 2 years of services, 3 years of services, and they resign from the organization and they quit from the organization, they are not eligible to get gratuity amount. Whatever the money the employer is contributing towards their gratuity amount, the employer will get returned back. The employer will get returned. They will get the money returned from their account. So once the employee completes 5 years of services, and whatever the contribution money the employer is giving towards their gratuity account, then the employee is eligible to get that money. Not the employer. Only the employer is eligible to get, only the employee is eligible to receive that gratuity money from his account. Next is eligibility for gratuity. According to this act, the continuous service means an uninterrupted service during the employment period. This includes the leave due to sickness, accident, layoff, strike, etc. So, as I told you that the employee has to complete 5 years of services, 5 years of continuous services. This continuous services means the employer should not interrupt, that is, should not get any break for sickness, accident, layoff, or strike. Okay, so they have to work continuously with the organization, even though if they are going for sickness leave means that leave that should not extend more than 6 months. If that sickness leave extends more than 6 months means it will be considered as interrupted services. Okay, so if the interruption is of 6 months or 1 year, then the employee is not entitled to gratuity benefit. So I told you that the employee should not take a break over 6 months, above 6 months. The employee should not take a break in his service above 6 months or 1 year. Well, if the employee has taken 6 months or 1 year break in their continuous services, then the employee is not eligible to get gratuity amount. Next, he or she should have worked for at least 190 days in mine or coalfield like establishment, where duration of work is only for 6 months, and 240 days in other areas. Okay, so if the employee has worked in coal fields or mines means, then the employee has to complete 190 days. In other organizations, they have to complete 240 days because this mine and coal field or season industries. So for them, the mandatory service period is 190 days. For others, it's 240 days. Once the employee completes 240 days in any organization, then the employer will start to contribute gratuity amount towards their employee's account. Employees is entitled for payment of gratuity if he or she has rendered 5 years of continuous services on his superannuation, retirement, resignation, death, or disablement. However, the 5 years of continuous services is not mandatory in case where the termination is due to death or disablement. A retired person is also entitled to gratuity amount along with his pension. So, before I told you that the employee has to complete 5 years of services with the 5 years of continuous services with any organization for getting this gratuity amount. So this gratuity amount, when the employer will pay at the superannuation, retirement, resignation, death, or disablement. For the cases like death or disablement, it is not mandatory for that employee to complete 5 years of services. Say, for example, some employee, like an employee has joined in an organization. He has completed 1 year of services, and he has completed 1 year of services, and while coming to the organization, or while working with in the office premises, or while working in the factory premises, the employee unfortunately met some accident and he died in that accident. The employer should not say that the employee has completed 1 year of service with the organization and the employer will not give gratuity amount. They should not say like that. Even if the employee has completed only 1 year of services, the employer has to give lifetime gratuity settlement for that particular employee who has died in the office premises or factory. So, or who has died while he is in the service with the organization. Okay, so the employer has to calculate the lifetime settlement for death person or disabled person. Next is the retired person is also entitled to gratuity amount along with this pension. The retired employees is also entitled. The retired person is also eligible to get the gratuity amount along with the pension. The employer will not say, or the employee should not say, this particular employee who has retired from our organization will be getting some pension. We will not give the gratuity amount to him. No employer should say like that. Employee who is retired from the organization, they are eligible to get both gratuity and pension amount from the organization. Calculation of gratuity. Calculation of gratuity depends on two variables: salary, superannuation. So first is salary. So superannuation depends on the contribution given by the employee. So whatever the contribution given by the employee, that will be calculated for gratuity. Okay, superannuation we cannot determine, but salary we can determine. In case of employee working in seasonal establishment, he shall be paid gratuity at the rate of 7 days wages for each season. In calculating the gratuity, 15 days salary is given for every completed year's number of working days in a month is considered to be 26, excluding the Sunday. Therefore, the formula for calculating the gratuity would be last drawn salary into 15 divided by 26 into completed years of services, including a part of year in excess of 6 months. So, in case the employee is working in a seasonal establishment, first, the employee who is working in a seasonal establishment, the gratuity rate will be calculated for 7 days. Instead of 15, here it will be calculated 7. So last drawn salary into 7 divided by how many working days the employee is working. Like for seasonal employees, they will be having some number of working days. So that will be divided, that will be given. That will be divided and completed years of services we have to calculate. But the normal establishment, so we will forget about seasonal establishment. If you're working in a normal entity, means what is the formula for calculating the gratuity? Last drawn salary into 15 divided by 26 into completed years of services. Now, I will let you know, I will explain you in the Excel how to calculate the gratuity amount. The formula for calculating the gratuity is last drawn basic plus DA divided by 26 into 15 into number of years of services. The last drawn basic plus DA means whatever the basic plus DA you are receiving at the time of retirement or resignation. So, for example, I am resigning from the organization. I'm resigning from the organization in the month of May. So, whatever the basic plus DA I am receiving on April or May, on March. So, April is a revision period. So, whatever after April, that is every organization, some organization they will be have a unique revision period, but most of the organization they will have their revision in the month of April. So when the employee resign in the month of May, means whatever the basic plus DA the employee has received during the month of April. So that is the last drawn basic plus DA. So that basic plus DA you have to consider for calculation. So gratuity last drawn basic plus DA divided by 26 into 15 into number of years of services. Okay. If the basic plus DA is 5,000 means, and the employee has completed 6 years of service means, how to calculate the gratuity? That is 5,000 divided by 26. So if you divide the last drawn basic plus DA divided by 26, then you will get 1 day basic plus DA. 1 day basic plus DA. That 1 day basic plus DA should be, this 1 day basic plus DA should be multiplied by 15. Then you will get 15 days basic plus DA. Then this 15 days basic plus DA should be multiplied by number of years of service. Here the number of years of service is 6. So 6. Then the gratuity amount is 17,308. The gratuity amount is 17,308. If the basic plus DA is 43,000 and number of years completed services is 15, means then 43 divided by 26 into 15 into 15. Okay, so 43,000 divided by 26. You will get 1 day basic plus DA. That 1 day basic plus DA should be multiplied by 15. You will get 15 days basic plus DA. That 15 days basic plus DA should be multiplied by years of service. Here the years of service is 15. So the gratuity amount is 3,72,115. So this is the gratuity amount. This is how you have to calculate the gratuity for settlement. Okay, there is two formula for gratuity. One is gratuity for CTC calculation and gratuity for settlement calculation. This is the gratuity formula for settlement calculation. For the formula for calculating the CTC or the formula for calculating the contribution for gratuity means that will be different. The contribution for gratuity is 4.81% of basic plus DA. That you just know. I will explain it to you later and we will do this calculation later. So now you have to understand the formula for settlement calculation. Okay, so this is the formula for settlement calculation. Last on basic plus DA divided by 26 into 15 into number of years of services. So this is the formula, gratuity formula for settlement calculation. If the employee got terminated from organization, means that employee is not eligible to get gratuity from organization, or that employee is not eligible to get the gratuity from the employer. Next, when the employee is eligible to get the gratuity from the organization, means if the employee retires or resigns from the organization or from the establishment, the employee is eligible to get the gratuity amount. Next is death. If the employee expired when he is working in the organization or when he is in service with the organization, means what is the gratuity? That is the lifetime gratuity. How you can calculate the lifetime gratuity? The lifetime gratuity will be calculated. Say for example, an employee has joined in your organization. Okay, so the employee, you have to consider the employee's age. You have to consider the employee's age while he joined with your organization. Say for example, the employee has joined in your organization at the age of 25. Okay, the employee has joined in your organization at the age of 25. At the age of 30, the employee has faced some accident and he expired from the and he is expired. How you will be calculating? How you will calculate the gratuity? So what you have to do is, the employee age is 25 when he joined in your organization. So when you have to take the employee age at the time of joining in your organization. 25 minus retirement age, 58. So now the retirement age is 58. So how you have to calculate is 58 minus 25. 33. Okay. So the service is 33. So instead of the employee's actual service, you have to take this 33 as a service in the organization, as a service of the employee in the organization. So you have to take the basic plus DA of the employee. That basic plus DA, that it should be divided by 26 into 15 into the whole service of the employee. That is 33. Say for example, if the employee has received 50,000 as basic plus DA, means 50,000 divided by 26, 1 day basic plus DA. this 1 day basic GA multiplied by 15. Then this this 1 day basic plus GA, it should be multiplied by 15. This 15 days basic plus GA into 30. Because you are going to settle lifetime gratuity to the employee. So you have to calculate the lifetime or service period of the employee, and you have to give the gratuity also. So 9,51,923 is the gratuity amount. So this is how you have to calculate the lifetime gratuity. Is it clear for you guys? The next is income tax on gratuity. In case gratuity is received by employee covered by the Payment of Gratuity Act 1972, the same is exempted from income tax to the extent of 15 days salary, 7 days in the case of establishment based on the last drawn for every completed years of service or part thereof in excess of 6 months. 20 lakhs, rupees 10 lakhs before March 29, 2018, 3,50,000 from September 24, 1997 to May 23, 2010, or gratuity actually received whichever is lower. Gratuity received more than the exempted limit is subjected to Income Tax Act. So, income tax. So, if the individual, if the person who is, or if the employee who is receiving gratuity is a taxpayer individual means, then what is the tax exemption for gratuity? If the employee receives 20 lakhs as gratuity, 20 lakhs or more than 20 lakhs as gratuity means, then the employee is taxable. Then the gratuity of that employee is taxable. If the employee receives less than 20 lakhs means, then whatever the amount the employee is getting, that amount is not taxable. So before it was 10 lakhs, it is before March 29, 2018, it was 10 lakhs. The exemption amount is 10 lakhs. 3,50,000 from September to May 23, 2010. So that is the exemption amount, 3,50,000 till May 23rd, 2010, the exemption amount is 3,50,000. So after that, the exemption limit is 10,000. Now the exemption limit is 20 lakhs. Okay, so if the establishment is covered under payment of gratuity means, then whatever the amount received by the employee as a gratuity, the whole amount is exempted from tax. Say, for example, all the government organization or all the government employee or all the government employees are covered under Payment of Gratuity Act 1972. So for them, whatever the amount they are receiving as gratuity, even it is 25 lakhs or 40 lakhs or 45 lakhs, 50 lakhs. So if the government, whatever the gratuity amount the government employee is receiving, that gratuity amount is exempted from, whole amount is exempted from tax. For private employees, the tax exemption amount is 20 lakhs. Now the tax exemption amount is 20 lakhs. So if the gratuity amount received, whichever is lower. So if the gratuity amount, if the private employee has received the gratuity amount 25 lakhs means, then 20 lakhs is the exempted amount, and for 5 lakhs he has to pay tax. So this is how the tax will be calculated on gratuity. It's the same formula, 15 days salary based on the last drawn salary for every completed years of service or part thereof in excess of 6 months. So you have to, for government employees, you have to apply the gratuity formula. So whatever the amount they are receiving as gratuity, the whole amount is exempted from tax. For private employee, it is 20 lakhs. Or if the employee is receiving more than the tax exemption amount, whatever the tax exemption amount that is not taxable, whatever the amount the employee is receiving, the balance amount the employee is receiving as a gratuity amount, that will be taxed. That is, for 5 lakhs is for 25 lakhs. 20 lakhs is the tax exemption amount, and 5 lakhs it is the and 5 lakhs the employee has to pay tax. So with this, we have completed the first module, that is statutory and legal compliances. In this tax and statutory legal compliances, we have discussed what is provident fund, how to calculate the provident fund, what is bonus, how to calculate the bonus, what is ESA, how to calculate the ESA, what is gratuity, and how to calculate the gratuity.